special masterclass, and it's something that I'm really just starting to talk about, but it's something I'm really excited to talk about because it's something I've been kind of working on in the background for the last 2, 3 years. And now we are going to do our first project here, and we're really pumped to get all of you involved on that. So tonight, I'm really going to explain what we're doing. If you have any questions, put them on the chat. I'll also have a page that you can go to if you want a little bit more information afterwards. But I just want to let you know we're actually funding a deal right now, and it's a really, really exciting prospect. And I'll show you more information about that as well. So I think we just jump into it. This presentation is literally hot off the presses. I've been working on it all day, and I don't think you've ever seen anything like this before. So let's jump in. Thumbs up if you can see a rather serious looking me here on the page here, staring at property. Robert, can you see me? Angela, can you see me as well? Okay, you can. Okay, fantastic. Good. Well, the headline here, and I want to get to the news story, is that we're seeing a luxury real estate boom. And the truth is that Dubai is outshining London, where I am now, Miami, where I'm going to be early next year, Phuket, I was there a long time ago. And that's because it's had a massive 43% year-on-year increase in those luxury real estate prices. Now, can I get a show of hands? How many people have actually been to Dubai? Can I see a raise of hands? Robert, you been there? Angela, Andres? No? Well, you got to get there. And the beautiful thing is that you don't have to go to Dubai to participate in the opportunity I'm going to show you. And that's what I think makes this really cool. Because I struggled for many years to figure out how I could partake in the Dubai boom. And I finally found a way, and this is how I'm investing in that boom. So let's jump in. I also want to show you how you can make 40 to 90% annual returns. That's pretty incredible. I worked on Wall Street for 15 years. And if you make 20% a year, that's considered really hard to believe. And so to see things like 40 and 90% returns, with everything handled and audited, it's a pretty impressive piece. And I'll show you exactly how that happens. Look, before we get started, I just want to say this presentation, and for information purposes only, it's not intended to be investment advice. If you are looking for that, please go find a professional. Also, if you're coming late, make sure your cameras are on, or Martini tends to throw people out of this call. So let's jump in. First, actually, I want to promise you a special bonus, and that's going to show you exactly how to invest in luxury Dubai real estate in 3 easy steps. And I'm going to give you a link to that at the end of that presentation. We should be done here in about 30 minutes. So I'm going to go pretty fast here. And so just stay to the end and I'll give you a link and you can have all that for free. So who am I? Well, a lot of you guys know I am the founder and host of London Real, celebrating 15 years of London Real, basically this upcoming year. But before that, I worked for 15 years on Wall Street, inside the world of what I call real capital flows. I traded stocks, bonds, property, commodities, you name it, I was involved. Then I spent the next 14 years interviewing some of the smartest minds on the planet, including big heavyweights, multi-billion-dollar fund managers, huge real estate players like Grant Cardone and others. And I really learned a lot about money from people like Robert Kiyosaki and the whole nine. Then I spent the last 5 years studying Dubai up close. I still remember my first trip there, and I was just like, what's going on here? This is actually pretty insane. I actually went there way, way back in the day. I think it was like 2006 I was there. And I remember they were building the Burj Khalifa, and I actually stayed at a resort called the One and Only Hotel. But the Palm was just being built, and I don't even think a lot of the houses were filled up there yet. And I remember I didn't really understand it then, but then I went back in 21 and I really started to understand the vibe, and I want to talk about that tonight. And of course, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to bring you really a rare doorway into a private world that's usually referred for high net worth individuals. So let's jump in. Why Dubai? Well, a lot of you have probably heard that it's the #1 destination for global wealth migration. Let's be honest, it's what I call an anti-fragile place. Every time there's a crisis in the world, people move to Dubai. So what happened during COVID in 2020 and lockdown? Well, when I was back here walking around the roundabout filming all of those vlog videos on YouTube that would later get taken down, I was here fighting for freedom of speech, but a lot of people said, to hell with this. I'm leaving Western Europe. I'm leaving America. I'm going to Dubai, because Dubai actually had very relaxed standards when it came to lockdowns and masks and the whole thing. Then what happened? Well, we saw Russia-Ukraine kick off and a massive war. What happened? Tons of Ukrainians and tons of Russians moved to Dubai, okay? Then we saw the terrible tragedy that happened in Israel in October. I think it was October 7th. What happened? A lot of people moved to Dubai. Every time then we saw the UK raise taxes in the last year. What did people do? Number one destination for British people is Dubai. So every time there's a global crisis, people wake up and say, I don't like it here anymore. Where do I go? I'm going to go to Dubai because there's zero personal taxes, very low corporate taxes, tolerant of anybody. And especially if you have some money, you can live an incredible life. And this is a phenomenon, folks, that I've seen up close and personal. I've spent a lot of time there. I know a lot of people. I've actually filmed 20, 30, 40 episodes of London Real there. And I know a lot of the big players from the Emiratis themselves. I've been on stage at the big conferences. I even premiered our film about censorship called We Will Not Be Silenced in Dubai to even a whole crowd and even some high-level Emiratis as well. I've been given a golden visa to live there for the next 10 years purely because of who I am as an individual. They gave it to me because I was Brian Rose of London Real. I didn't have to buy anything. I didn't have to pay anything. And so it's a place that I know a lot. Second thing I want to talk about is why Dubai. Is there a severe shortage of what we call turnkey luxury supply? What does that mean? Well, if you're a wealthy oligarch from Russia, if you have even some money and you're coming from Ukraine or Israel or United States or the UK, you want to get there and you want to buy a place and you want to be ready to go. You don't want to get to Dubai and be doing construction for 18 months and to have to find this person or understand the local laws. Nobody wants to do it. And I'll tell you another little secret that only people in Dubai understand. When most men move to Dubai, they have to sell the wife and the family. All right. This is a secret. And so that's why schools are really important. And so when you say, honey, I want to move to Dubai, you better say, and I've got the most beautiful luxury villa we can move right into that's going to blow you away. And so there's a huge demand for this turnkey luxury supply, which means ready-made, ready to go, the best in the world. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you is our investment opportunity. Of course, the market is built for high performance returns, period. There's no capital gains tax. So any gains that you have on your property, you keep. That's any gains you have on your stock portfolio, your crypto, you name it. There is rapid economic growth. I mean, this country is actually younger than I am, okay? It was started after I was born in 1971. And now it's grown from basically some pearl divers to one of the most exciting and fastest growing cities in the world. It's got to be one of my favorite places to be in the world. And I've lived everywhere in the world. And it's still one of the places I prefer. And if I'm very honest, I prefer it to London. The last one is you have cash-rich international buyers, all right? And I mentioned some of the opportunities. You got people coming in with a lot of money, all right? The funny thing about Dubai is there's always someone richer in Dubai, and there's always somebody with a bigger one in Dubai, all right? So if you have a big yacht, just wait a couple days and a bigger one will go by, right? I think Angela knows what I'm talking about. If you think you're cool with your Bugatti down the road, wait a couple days and someone will drive by with a Jesco or some of these other things that are worth, $20 million for a car. I've driven in these things. There's always something with a bigger one. And I actually kind of like being in that environment. Some people find it intimidating. The point is there's a lot of money going there. It reminds me of what Switzerland maybe was 30, 40, 50 years ago. What is a luxury transformation? Okay, that's a great question because this is the opportunity I want to talk about tonight. What it is a targeted upgrade of a premium property. And I'm going to show you one of the case studies shortly in about 2 slides. And what I'm going to show you is actually a villa on the Palm that was built and completed probably, 15, 18 years ago, that at the time was okay, but now it's getting a little grubby, a little shabby, a little dated. And if you try to sell your family that we're going to pick up and go to some, weird place in the Middle East, they're not going to want to live there. They're going to want to live in the villa that has the beautiful glass walls, that's got the brand new pool, that's got, the double floors and the high ceilings and all of the perfect things in the kitchen. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're upgrading these premium properties. The other thing is these projects don't take very long. Sometimes a housing development can take 3 or 4 years. I don't want to wait 4 years. These things can be done sometimes in as quickly as 9 to 11 months, and the thing is done. They buy the property, they bring a crew in, they rip everything out. They don't have to change the structure. They put everything in, make it beautiful, and then they sell it. And there is an extreme demand for these properties because there's just not many of them out there, right? And again, this is designed to match exactly what the global buyers want. We know that because there's a track record of these deals. And the strategy is to build to unlock significant value fast. As I said, we want quick turnaround times, maximum 18 months, maybe 20 months. But that way we can get in and get out and get our returns. So quick turnaround times and high performance returns, which I'll share with you shortly. Folks, I want to share with you a quick video, but what we're seeing is between 40 and 90% annual returns for these deals. This will not last forever. I think these opportunities will be gone in about 3 years, but now they're here, and I think we should really take advantage of them. So I'm going to play for you a quick video that hopefully sums up a little bit about what I'm talking about. Again, sometimes a little bit of a visual is a better way to actually understand what's going on here. So let me play for you just this 30-second video, and it will do a little more showing as opposed to telling when it comes to that. So take a look at this.
Dubai real estate is exploding, and the biggest money is being made where almost nobody is looking, in premium luxury transformation projects that have historically delivered 40 to 90% annual returns. That is incredible. For years, these opportunities were locked inside private networks. You never saw them. You never had access until now. I've spent 15 years on Wall Street and 5 years studying Dubai up close. And today, for the first time ever, you can invest directly alongside my team. We have just received a brand new project with real potential for outsized returns. And early allocations always fill fast. Click the link and apply now. Your opportunity starts today.
All right, did that help make a little bit more sense, Angela and Dr. Austin? Just trying to give you more of a flavor. Sometimes, if I'm just yapping and there's a bunch of slides, you're not really understand what's going on. But I'm going to show you a case study as well. So hopefully this fits in really well. Again, the returns are something that really got my attention because, look, a lot of you know for the past 4 years, we've been investing heavily in the blockchain space. And so we're used to high returns. But with these, there are similarly high returns, but also where you actually own the physical property in the SPV, and I'll talk about that shortly. Folks, here's a case study that was an ultra luxury villa redevelopment. All right, I've even got the specific property, and the beautiful thing about Dubai is you can look up properties on the government website. You can see the purchase price, you can see the resale price. So all this stuff is completely transparent. But roughly, to give you the numbers, we bought this villa with some years on it for about $7.1 million, spent $6.3 million to renovate it and get the permits. So the total investment cost was about $13.4 million. We exited this thing for $25,900,000, about 12 months, and that gave a 93.8% return. All right, this deal closed earlier last year, and it's just an incredible example of exactly what we're doing. Now, is every deal going to give you the 94% return? Probably not. The beautiful thing is that if we're able to sell it for 27 or 28 or $30 million, we can get an even higher return. The other beautiful thing is that you own the SPV that owns the property. So in case you can't sell it or you have to wait 3 months longer or 6 months longer, you will always own that property, and you'll own everything associated with that. And so it's just a different type of investment than what we're used to normally in the investment club and even things that I've done in the past. So that's just a little bit of a note. I've got a bunch more of these case studies as well. If you want more of these, just send us a direct message and we can send them over to you as well. Folks, here's the news. This was in Gulf News just a few days ago, and that was the headline that I talked about. Dubai now outshines London, Miami, and Phuket. And it just keeps delivering and delivering and delivering. We're just seeing these outside returns because people go there because it's safe. It's a place where the taxes are basically zero. It's got a government with a plan, and it really looks like the city and the place of the future. All right. Again, we've also seen that everything from residency visas to the actual returns, we're seeing a huge boom in real estate investment overall. Now, look, I've been there off and on now for almost 5 years, and I've been looking to get into property, but I didn't know what to buy. They have these things called off-plan developments where that you buy things that don't exist. Other people said, Brian, always buy on the beach. Some people say buy in the new palm they're building called Jebel Ali, which is closer to Abu Dhabi. And quite frankly, I just got confused. And I just said, you know what, I'm just going to wait. And so unfortunately, I've missed out for the past few years. I wish I had something like this I could have invested in where it would have been a quick return handled by somebody else. I don't have to worry about brokers. I don't have to deal with builders. I don't have to deal with tenants. Like, I don't want to mess with that. I just want someone to handle this for me and just give these outsized returns. And of course, as you can see here, Dubai real estate sales just passed $17.5 billion in November. It's the best performing, and areas are revealed here. And you can see Dubai real estate transactions jumped 31% in November. And that's because there's this strong demand across apartments and villas. You know, this place builds fast, the buzz is fast, and once people go there, they get addicted to the vibe. And let me just say one thing that might surprise you. I love the vibe there because it's everybody in Dubai goes there to make money. I don't care if you're the taxi driver, the guy that delivers you the food, if you're the person who's working at the restaurant, if you're the person doing media like me, if you're a podcast or a crypto bro, if you're anybody there, everybody moves there because there's a better opportunity to make money there. And that's why it's full of hustlers. And I love that because it's got a vibe. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed has a great saying that I love to always say. He says, when you wake up in the morning, whether you're a lion or you're a gazelle, you run. That's what he says. You run. And I love that because everybody wakes up in the morning in Dubai and they run. And it's just a great vibe. And I'll tell you something that sounds crazy. When I come back to London, I notice that people are moving slowly here, right? Sometimes I see someone just kind of slowly walking down the road. I see someone kind of looking around like they don't know where to go or what to do. I never see that in Dubai. In Dubai, everybody moves with a purpose, right? Everything's working to a high level. The service is incredible. It's 24/7. Everything is clean. There's zero crime. There's zero homelessness. There's zero drugs. There's zero any of this. And they're always trying to make it better and better and better and better. And I think that's one of the few reasons that property values are going up and everyone is going to move to this place. Folks, I want to share with you our latest deal. And this one we're putting money into right now. I think we've already funded about $200,000. And so we've got about 300 or 400K left to close this deal out. And it's got projected 60, 80% returns. Could even be a little bit more. I think I text messaged a few of you that applied for this program already, and I showed you the real numbers. But look, I just want to tell you, it's a projected really high return project. It's a premium transformation project. It's actually not located on the Palm. It's located near a premium golf course, which is really popular in Dubai as well. The timing is perfect. It's a high demand location. And of course, it's filling up really quickly. That thing is ready to go right now. So if you join us, you can literally start with as little as $10,000, as much as $100,000 into one of these investments. You put it in, you lock it up, and then hopefully we're giving you those returns in 12 to 15 months, whatever the scope of the project. And I expect new projects to drop every month. And of course, at the end of the term, you can choose to take the money out or you could roll it into the next project. It's completely up to you. Folks, I've said this before and I'll say it again. The returns here are just incredible. I've just really not seen anything like this with the delivery, the SPV structure, which I'll talk about, the Ernst & Young auditing, which I'll talk about. You just can give these kind of returns. And I'm a huge fan of Dubai. And for me, this is a way to invest in the future of Dubai. I could buy the stock market, but I don't think that's the best way. I think this is the best way. And I think more and more people are just going to fall in love with this place like I did. So how does London Real get access to these deals? It's a great question, and again, I've been there for years and years and years, and I've been talking to people on the ground and looking for opportunities. And at first someone said, hey, Brian, we got these off-plan deals. Come take a look at them. And I was like, yeah, but I don't know what these things are. And I don't know if they're going to be worth something. I've heard good stories. I heard bad stories. And they said, okay, there's this other group of apartments here. And I was like, I'm not sure. I really wanted something special. And I really wanted something that I could offer to you as a no-brainer, something I can explain simply that has a track record of results. And so I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what was the right call. And the truth is we found it. We finally found it because we'd spent years preparing for this. And now we've got an opportunity. and it's been presented to us, and it's a clear no-brainer. Now, look, in the future, I think we will branch out to other cities, but right now, I really want to specialize in Dubai because I think it is the easiest slam dunk, especially for the next 2 to 3 years. Look, folks, a lot of you probably felt like Drake on the top. You probably tried to invest in property or your own, and you probably struggled. Maybe you tried to flip apartments. Maybe you're cleaning toilets on the weekend. Maybe you don't have the time to travel to different property markets in the US or understand the laws or deal with the nonsense. I totally get it, right? I personally wouldn't want to do that either. But what I'd like to do is prevent a very simple vehicle, something where you wire money to an SPV, a special purpose vehicle, where that vehicle owns all the properties, owns all the assets, and then pays out the returns to you when the project is finished. Simple, clean, all right? It doesn't have anything to do with your title. There's no liability for you, nothing, right? All you do is invest in the SPV, and the SPV pays out to you. This is the exact structure that we've used for the last 5 years, making our members millions and tens of millions of dollars inside of London Real Ventures. And folks, what we're calling this opportunity is the Luxury Property Investment Circle. And I'll give you a link to this earlier, and I know some of you have already visited the site, but this is the page that allows you to apply for this program. And again, as you can see here, there's a video with me, and it is the most powerful money-making opportunity I have ever seen. And I think we'll put a link in the chat here. We can just put in londonreal.tv/Dubai, and that'll take you to the page. There's a quick video that really explains what we're doing. You can learn about some of the issues. You can read the case study, and then you can apply. When you apply, you really tell us how much you want to invest. Give us 10 or 20 words about why you want to be in this program. And then we're going to just decide it. I review all the applications myself, and I'll let you know within 24 hours. We also have a special Dubai Investor Day on the 27th of April where you can come out and spend 2 or 3 days with me. Come see some of the properties, meet the people working on it, go see the areas, and I can really show you all the things that I've learned over the past few years. And of course, the application looks like this. All you do is put in your name, email, phone number, your investment amount. And of course, our next investment project, the one that I'm talking about, we're closing in about 13 days. And I'd love to get you in on that one. That's the 60 to 80% that's located on that golf course. Folks, look, a lot of you know I ran to be mayor of London in 24. It was pretty much my last effort to give back to the city that I adopted, almost 20 years before. And it was something that I was really proud to do and proud to run for. It was pro freedom of speech and a pro crypto platform. But you know what? After I lost there, I started looking at other things I wanted to do. And what I did is I set up a studio in Dubai, and I called it London Real in Dubai. And we started speaking with all the top people there. This is Dr. Marwan Al-Zaruni. He's actually the gentleman that gave me my golden visa. He is a high-ranking member of the Emirati there, and he runs the Dubai Blockchain Center and the Artificial Intelligence Center. He's a really good friend. Our kids play together. And he just recognized that he wanted me there as a person. And that's something special to me. I don't remember the last time that UK government gave me a phone call and said, Brian, we really appreciate you being here. We know you probably bring money into this country, and we wanted to say thank you. Has anyone here got a call from their government recently telling them that? Right? Probably not. And so I just respect the fact that these people go out of their way to accommodate me. And honestly, I do feel like I owe them something. I feel like I owe them. I just feel like I want to tell people that there's something special happening here. And it's incredible, the ties that I've already built there with people like that in the local. I've also interviewed a bunch of the top names in crypto in this studio. And so we have a real presence there. We're known as a media organization. And of course, we've been investing in the crypto space to a large extent over the last few years. And a lot of the big influencers there know who we are as well. This is Uni Wong. This is a guy named Carl Moon, who's a Bitcoin billionaire. And this is a guy named Chris Crypto, another Bitcoin billionaire. And these people all choose to live there. Chris used to live in Poland. Carl used to live in Sweden. They both refuse to go back there because when they go back there, they get their watches stolen. And now they just like Dubai. Chris actually has a gorgeous villa on the Palm, big surprise. Carl's got a huge penthouse in the high rise. These people know a lot about luxury real estate as well. And these are the circles that I have been in for the past few years. Folks, right now, we are going to invest over $3 million into about 3 luxury refurbishment deals in the next quarter. That's going to be up until March. So that's the projects I've kind of allocated and put in the pipeline. And of course, we would love to get you involved in some of these. Folks, a lot of you know we've run London Real Ventures for the past 4 years, and it's the world's first media-powered investment firm. And the reason I bring this up is because one of the reasons I can bring you these deals is because of our media platform. And the reason I'm getting access to these is because the owners want London Real to give these projects some profile. Does that make sense to everybody here? Just raise your hand. Andres, does that make sense, Dr. Austin? And I'll tell you quite simply what they really want me to do is they want me to feature the property, especially when it's complete, because they know that with our 1.5 million subscribers on Instagram and our 2.2 million subscribers on YouTube, we can probably sell that house for a premium if we get it involved. Plus, people might be like, oh, wow, that's not just a house. That's the house that Brian Rose of London Real was involved in. And so imagine if we can get an extra 10% on closing. If we had done that in the previous deal I showed you, that's an extra $3 million. And you would have gone from a 94% return to 108% return. And so there's a real method to my madness here. Our media profile is going to make us more money. And that's the same thing we do in the blockchain space because we feature the CEOs on our media platform. Here, we're going to feature the properties, and that's actually going to make you more money in the end. And let me tell you one thing that's going to be really cool. We're going to be visiting these projects regularly. We're going to have real-time cameras so you can watch all of the refurbishment being done. And we're going to pump this out on social media. And so this really is going to be an engine that brings you those high returns. And so it's a really fascinating flywheel that we're building right in front of our eyes. Of course, a lot of you know the companies that we invested in with London Real Ventures. This is over 100 companies we've invested in for the last 4 years. And we've now invested over $23 million into 100 different deals. And so we have a whole network, a whole community of 150 of our London Realers that have been investing with us for coming up on 5 years. We do this all through a special purpose vehicle structure. So this is something we're really good and used to. And we're going to be offering not only cash, but crypto to invest as well. And so this is something we've really been doing for 4 years. We're just moving into a different asset class. And let me just speak on that really quickly. I believe that property is a perfect complement to the crypto asset class. You know, crypto is higher risk. It's higher return. Property, it's lower risk, but the return is still reasonable. All right. Now, let's be honest. You're not going to do a 40x on your property. Okay. We did that with one of our deals called Story Protocol. One of our guys, Jose, put $50,000 in the deal, and it's now worth $2 million. I'm not going to tell you a villa on the Palm is going to go for 40x what we put, because it's not. All right. But the other thing it's not going to do is it's probably not going to go down in value. And that's why I like this. I think it's a perfect complement to the portfolio to have real assets with real property that we have ultimately as security. And that's something we don't have in the blockchain space. A blockchain project can go crazy, and it can also not do well. And so I think both are what you want in a portfolio. And of course, one of the reasons we're really successful in the cryptos, we invest along some of the biggest names in the world, huge VC funds and huge hedge funds. And we're going to be actually investing alongside a lot of the big property funds when it comes to Dubai as well. So it's a very similar model. And of course, a lot of you know, I've been getting a lot of awards for investing in the crypto space. And of course, I've gone to Dubai for a lot of these as well. So here I am accepting the Venture Capital KOL of the Year award. That's for Key Opinion Leader. I was actually in Dubai at the Global Family Office Investment Summit. I got another award for the returns that we got through London Real Ventures. And of course, on top of that, Dubai has an event called Crypto Fight Night. And a lot of you know I've now laced my gloves up twice to jump in the ring there. And I guess our reputation in Dubai is growing. And I know it might sound silly, but there's a deal I'm working on right now. And the only reason we're going to get this deal is because one of the guys saw me at Crypto Fight Night. And so we're actually really building our brand in Dubai. And ultimately, that means better deals for you and hopefully better returns. Folks, here at London Real and inside the investment circle, we think the greatest way to predict the future is to go create it. And so why wait around for your stockbroker to come and try to give you some fund that's going to get you a 10 or 20% return? Why sit around and complain that your government is taxing you more and not giving you the opportunities like they do here in the UK? Why not just go change it? And that's what we're doing here. So if you're sick and tired of the returns being offered to you by your bankers and your funds, if you're tired of your governments overtaxing you and giving you nothing in return, well, it's time to pull the trigger and do something about it. Invest in something that can really pay you back. Folks, this is Ben Bandari, and I sat down with him in Dubai about 3 weeks ago. He is the star of Million Dollar Listing UAE. Has anybody here seen that show called Million Dollar Listing? It's like a real estate show where they have this high value real estate. There's one in New York City. There's one in Los Angeles. I think there's one in London. And Ben is the star of the one in Dubai. Funny enough, the second series is coming out tomorrow. And I sat down with him and talked to him about property in the UAE. He's also one of the #1 real estate brokers. He got there 20 years ago, moved from Toronto in Canada, and he made it through the financial crisis, which was a massive low point in Dubai. And he stayed when everybody else left. And I had an incredible conversation. Here he is on the poster of Million Dollar Listing. This series, like I said, airs, I think, tomorrow. And it's made him super famous. It was like one of the best performing series in the whole world. And I want to share with you a short conversation I had with him about why he loves Dubai. And again, this guy's all in on it. It's funny, he told me when he used to go to Toronto to visit back in 03 and 04 and 05, people would say, Ben, where are you? What's this place called? Dubai? What the heck are you doing there? And he said, nowadays, everybody knows what it is. And this is what Ben said about investing in Dubai.
How did Dubai become one of the top 5 real estate markets in the world?
There's many factors. The safety and the security is next level. You won't find it anywhere in the world. The leadership had a vision, basically attract foreign investment, bring basically expats here, and to basically expand the culture, the tourism, and the city itself. And they've done a great job. I mean, I've seen it all right from the beginning, from 2002 up until today. You have to come here, you have to see it, you have to experience it to believe it.
And we're seeing a lot of billionaires and a lot of other high net worth people bring their families here, invest in properties.
Everybody's looking to come here. Everyone's looking to move here. The money pours in because of the safety, because of the security, because of the stability.
Boom, that's Ben. I really love hanging out with him. I'm staying in close touch with him. And of course, he's putting me into any of the deals that he sees as well. And so we've got pretty tight ties now to the community there when it comes to property. And again, we got people like Ben that are able to answer questions and of course, help us along the way. Takeaways from that is #1, Dubai has safety and security. Now, look, I don't know what city you live in, but I'm in London. And one of my crypto bros came through the other day and he was kidnapped and they took a £500,000 watch from him. Now, why is he wearing a £500,000 watch, you might ask? But that's what happened. He was held by 5 guys for 3 hours and it scared the heck out of him. All right. I mean, the other day, my son was walking along with his mom and somebody grabbed him in the street. Some homeless guy grabbed him and freaked him out. And, you know, these are the things that just start to weigh on you, you know, and then you start to ask yourself, okay, at what point is it worth it? Now, look, if the hospital service was great, if the tube was super clean, if everything worked and was on time, you might say, okay, you can have my taxes and we'll let the security slide, but it's not working. And most of the places that all of us are living are going down, down, down. The next thing is that leadership attracts investment. The rulers of Dubai have an incredible vision. They also are serious about deadlines and more so serious than even private contractors. And what they do is they're constantly striving for success. They run that city like a business. Every single time you interact with the government, it asks you for feedback at the end of it. If you ride on Emirates, I don't know if you ever landed on Emirates, it has a survey for you as soon as you land. How was the food? How was the entertainment? How was this? How was this? When you go to a government office, you rate it immediately afterwards. And if it's a bad rating, they're going to call you up and say, how could we do better? Has anyone ever heard their government doing that? I've never seen that ever. Okay. And they're serious and they don't play games and they've got huge, huge goals for the future. Look at what they've done. They built the tallest building in the world and it stayed at that record for 17 years. They built more man-made beachfront property than any country in the world. They are constantly striving for greatness and getting there. 0 personal taxes. Let me say that again. 0 personal taxes. How would you like that, Austin? Right? How would you like that, Kate? How would you like that, Margaret? Right? 0 personal taxes, 0 capital gain taxes on your real estate. And of course, a 9% corporate tax rate and a 5% VAT rate. This is just, I mean, it's honestly incomprehensible compared to what you're going to pay in the UK or in New York City right now. You're going to pay a 50% tax rate with city state, local, and federal right now. I think it even goes as high as 55. And here in the UK, I mean, what is it now, Kate? I mean, with council tax and everything, it's over 50 if you're a high earner, right? It's just getting out of control. And of course, Dubai is becoming the playground for the wealthy and also the place where people just want to live and families want to live. It's where everybody is moving. Folks, the most important thing that I want you to think about here is the deal flow, because there's a lot of real estate investments. Everyone and their mother goes to Dubai to be a real estate broker. I was out at a tech event called Tech Tuesdays about 3 weeks ago, and this woman came up to me and she was like, fresh off the boat broker, right? And she was like, I was just like, do you even know what you're talking about? And she's like, yeah, you got to go to Jebel Ali, which is the new Palm. And I'm like, but when are those things even built? She didn't even know. It's just like everybody thinks they can go there and sell anything to anybody. And so you've got to be careful because, look, it's not like back in '08 when a lot of people lost a lot of money. There's a lot of safeguards. The government has a lot of practices in place, but there's still a lot of nonsense going on there. And so getting the exact deal flow in the exact sector is what we've done here. And again, we're not selling off-plan housing. We're not selling some random development. I'm not selling you something that's not going to be built for 10 years and then's not going to have traffic for 20 years. That's other parts of Dubai. But what we're doing here is specific deals. Again, luxury, refurbishment, in the highest value places there is. And of course, a lot of you know, I've been going there for the last 5 years. I built up relationships with people in government, a lot of local venture capital and financing, a lot of the KOLs who themselves are actually big owners and investors in real estate. And so we've gotten to know everyone there on a really detailed local basis. And the truth is, I've been traveling the world in a lot of places. And I'm also looking for lots of other potential real estate investments in the future, not just in Dubai, but I would like to focus on Dubai for the next 24 months because I think it's the simplest and we can get the highest returns. But this is something I've been looking at in every single place I've gone. And what I've been doing is building up these networks with people that can help us with capital, people that can help us with opportunities, and really cities that are all over the world. And here's just some pictures of me out there meeting influencers, meeting people with capital, and of course, with members of our investment club. And there's about 35 there in the bottom right-hand picture. And again, through 150 of these people, we've now invested $23 million into some of the hottest deals out there. But of course, I always find my way back to Dubai, and that's where I am here. Like I said, I premiered a movie there. I'm interviewing people on stage there, and I'm hanging out with not just billionaires, not deca billionaires. I think CZ here in the middle, I think he's worth over $100 billion. He actually lives in Abu Dhabi, interestingly enough, because I think he likes it quiet over there because he's got a family. But it's just a place that we know really well. I'll be honest, I get stopped on the street more in Dubai than I do in London these days. And isn't that crazy? It's like I'm almost more famous there than I am here, which is kind of funny. Folks, if you want to win in this space, you have to invest with the best, pure and simple. And that's why this opportunity is one that I'm really, really excited about. Again, just got this project hot off the presses. Don't share it with anybody, but you can see some of these targeted gross returns. There's a low ball, a medium, and a potential target return based on the sale price of that home, which is something that I think we can influence. So this project is looking really juicy, and this is the one we're going to close funding out in the next 13 days. Folks, I want you to understand the financial tools. And again, this is the reason I wanted to pull the trigger and share this type of deals with you, because we're using SPVs. And SPV is a special purpose vehicle. And what it does is it holds a property inside of its own standalone legal entity. So owners like you directly own the asset while you isolate all the other risks from your personal wealth. There's no personal liability whatsoever here. So it's a ring-fenced structure. What it provides you is stronger legal protection, a cleaner tax treatment as well, and of course, easier financing and partnerships, which can get us even better returns on these deals. Of course, folks, the only way you're really going to create wealth is you're going to pull the trigger. And the universe rewards action. That's what this is all about. What I really wanted to do with this investment circle is get you access to these deals for as little as $10,000. That is really hard to do in real estate, but it's something I wanted to do. Now, a bunch of our members are like, Brian, I want 50K. I want 100K. I'm like, okay, fine. But I wanted to show that you can start off with as little as $10,000, and you can only do that with a special purpose vehicle. And so look, the truth is that timing matters. Right now, you can see Dubai is experiencing this 43% year-on-year growth, all right? But the SPVs, they can't expand once they're filled because this is not like a blockchain project. You know, you can't say, hey, I want to put an extra 500,000 in there. Once we buy the house, we buy the house. Once we finance the refurbishment, it's done. We can't use an extra $500,000. So once they're closed, they're closed. The early investors get priority. As soon as you join, you get access. As soon as the money in, you're filled. The deals are going to close fast. They really are. The one I showed you should be closed probably unless I think it's going to close in about 12 days. And again, once the allocations are gone, of course, they're gone. And look, this is for serious investors. And what we're offering here is access. That's really what this is all about. It's not some course that's going to teach you how to invest in real estate. Honestly, I think you probably know how to invest in real estate. This is getting you access to the premium deals, ones that have a track record, ones that are audited by Ernst & Young, ones that have special purpose vehicles. So again, what you want is real assets. That's what we want in this type of an asset class, something that has more security than what we're used to in London Real Ventures, which has more upside, but of course, more risk. You want audited outcomes, right? We want to make sure this is audited by one of the big four accounting firms, and it is. You want transparency. We're going to have cameras on that property. You can check in every single week. You can see everything going on, and we'll probably be involved to actually help sell that property. And of course, you want access to real opportunities. Every deal I'm going to give you is a specific location. I'm going to be there on site. I'm going to show you behind the scenes pictures, and you can decide whether you want to come in. Next step, folks, obviously, this is your moment. If you're here watching this, you're probably at the right place in the right time. If you apply and you're accepted, then you have access, okay? The opportunities are real. It's real estate. It's right in front of you. Obviously, the timing is now, but you've got to take the action, especially because these deals are going to go and they're going to fill fast. They're not as big as our crypto deals. And the crypto deals, sometimes, we can fund, $1 million. These are going to go after 300 grand here, 200 grand, 400 grand there, and they'll be gone. There's a lot of other people that want access to these deals in Dubai. We're given an allocation right now, but that can go very fast. So now you can apply, you can join the Luxury Property Circle. It's a private membership program. You get access to all the deals. It's, of course, a pathway to give you these premium opportunities. It's a chance to build real wealth. And of course, you can start from as little as $10,000 minimum. Our membership is really strong. We've got 150 people that have been investing with us for coming up on 5 years. They know what we offer is strong. They know it's safe. They know it's transparent. And of course, we've got amazing members and they have great things to talk about with us. We're going to have a monthly Zoom call for the investment circle with all the updates and the opportunities and answering questions. But we always like to educate as well as allow people to invest. We've got people in there that are experienced professionals. We also got single moms with kids that still find that this is an incredible way to build wealth. We've got people in there that say to themselves, how can I afford not to do this? This is such an incredible opportunity. I've got to pull the trigger now. And of course, we've got people in there saying that the deal flow is beyond what I expected. Honestly, I can't take credit for that. It's London Real. It's the media platform, right? We've had 1 billion views. People know who we are. And that is what's getting us access to these deals. It's not Brian Rose. It's not the suit and tie. It's not the big smile. It's London Real. They know our media platform is going to make them more money. And that's why they're willing to give us a tiny allocation into these deals. And I'm passing that on to you. Folks, I would say apply now before this goes. Don't wait. This next deal is closing. Future wealth creation is here. And I guess you can invest alongside the smartest money possible. All you have to do is go to londonreal.tv/Dubai. You apply. It'll take about 30 seconds. It'll go straight to me. And let me just evaluate it. I've got to compare you with the other members because I'm only choosing the best ones. But if you are up there and it looks interesting, then I'll give you the acceptance. And then, of course, you have to go there and, of course, accept and join the program. And, of course, I think this is the most powerful money-making opportunity I have ever seen. So that's where we're at. I think a lot of you might know me, but you're welcome to send me a personal email. Go ahead and write it to Brian, Brian, @londonreal.tv. And you can ask me a question. Seriously, I'd love to just answer any questions for you or help that. Martini's here. You can reach out to her. But the best thing is to apply because then you get into our system and get into our loop and you're back and forth with us and we can start answering any questions you have. Like I said, I plan on closing out that golf course deal soon. And then hopefully we'll have something right there on the back of it. Folks, this is the special bonus I gave you. If you go to londonreal.tv/watch, it's going to show you how to invest in luxury Dubai real estate in 3 easy steps. And that will hopefully get you further along on your journey. Folks, I'd love to answer some questions. I'm really excited about this, to be honest. I'm really pumped. I'll be in Dubai on the ground in 21 days, and I'm going to spend the next 4 or 5 months there trying to source as many deals as I can for all of you. I want to get you the hottest prospects. One of my goals is I want to break 100% return. I don't know if I can do it. I told the developers that. They think I'm a little crazy. But if this project, the one I just showed you, goes really well, we'll break the 100%. I'm going to put a whole media platform behind it. You're going to see me on Instagram, on X, on everything, touring these properties. And that's really what I want to do. That's my goal, to get you a 100% return in 12 to 18 months. That's real money. And then from there, you can do what you want. Roll it to the next deal, roll it to the next deal. If you were able to double your money 2 or 3 times in a row, you know, that starts to get really big. You can turn 100 grand into 800 grand if you do 3 doubles in a row. That is exciting to me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll be there on the ground, and really looking forward to hopefully working with all of you. If you've got any questions, please put them in the chat, and I'd love to answer them. If anybody has questions here, just raise your hand. I'll also stick, we got the link in there, londonreal.tv/Dubai. So you can click that. And okay, go ahead and just apply. It's really simple. But I'll just close by saying this. I think real estate is something everyone can understand. You know, I think everyone here probably has either bought a house, or you know someone that owns a house, or your parent owns a house. You probably live in some type of a house, right? And so you understand that it's a market that a lot of people are comfortable with, and it's a place where a lot of people can make money, and it's got more security than speculative investments like high tech and crypto. I think it's a great balanced portfolio, right? That's what I think you want. I think you want some low risk assets, some medium risk assets, and some high risk assets. And that seems to give the great return over time. And this is something I'm excited about, and it's something I'm excited to be about on the ground. The final piece is this, is I really want to bet on Dubai. I really think it's the place of the future. And the only way I can see doing that is through these luxury property refurbs. That's the only way I feel comfortable doing that. And I'm putting my money into every single one of these deals. I don't feel comfortable doing it any other way, to be honest. I don't think the stock market is the right way. I don't think there's any other way of doing that, but this is it. And it's funny because I had this realization, you know, I think it was in the last year, where I was walking around Dubai and I was thinking, you know what, I love this place. How can I invest in this place? And I was looking at all the buildings, right? And when I stay at the Address Beach Resort, which is right in the marina, and I look over the Palm, I can see the whole Palm, right? I can see the Royal Atlantis Hotel. I can see a place called Blue Water with the big eye there, the big Ferris wheel there. I can see all the way downtown. I can see the Burj Al Arab, which is the sail hotel on the water. And I was thinking, what's the best way to get involved with Dubai? Oh, it's real estate. Stupid. Right? It's right in front of your face, right? What do you take pictures of all the time? When you think of Dubai, what do you think of? The tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa, the Palm, the second Palm. You think of these beautiful hotels like the Burj Al Arab. And it's just like, what was I thinking? But I never knew you could invest in property in this way. And that's why this is the opportunity for us. And we'll be going all in on this. So look, I think that's it, folks. Nobody sent me any questions. So I guess I answered everything. But just want to say thank you for being here. Shoot me a message, or better yet, apply, and you'll get a one-on-one dialogue. If we accept you, you'll be CC'd to my personal email, so you can just ask me questions on that. And away we go, folks. Really looking forward to you getting involved. And of course, you'll see me there from January to May. If you live in a cold area, I apologize in advance, because I'm going to have a big smile on my face, and I'm going to have the sun behind my back. You might see me wakeboarding out there in the sea. So I apologize in advance, but I'm there for business, right, Kate? I'm there for business, and hopefully making everybody a lot of money. All right, so that's it. Thanks so much for being here. Hit your application, and we'll reply accordingly. All right, thanks so much. Thanks, Dr. Austin. Thanks, Sam. Great seeing you. Thanks, Kate. Thanks, Angela. And great to see you, Margaret, and everybody else. Take care. Bye. The mass scale transformation of humanity, the fully empowered conscious and cooperative species. It's something we live and breathe. We have a mission here. We want to help build the decentralized finance infrastructure of the future. What is your mission?
Hey, it's Brian Rose from London Real. How would you like to join my investment club, where I teach you everything you need to know about early stage token and equity investments? Look,
Right now is one of the greatest times to invest in human history. We've got AI happening. We've got the metaverse that we built on AI, and all of this needs the blockchain, which is what we specialize in here. In my investment club, it's a 12-month program, 3 months of coursework where I teach you all the basics. I want to talk about how capital isn't enough, and I want to talk about how you can upgrade your arsenal of influence in a variety of ways. I teach you how to do basic due diligence. I teach you how to go to a conference and come back with 10 deals. Just go in, bam, 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 bam. This is super exciting, and we're able to do this here at London Real because I speak with some of the greatest guests on the planet. We have an amazing network, and we also have a structure to actually invest money in these deals. Just as a strategy in your business, just keep it simple, especially the first time you do it, but do it at the same time. I'm telling you, this is an incredible opportunity. I've got the best community in the business right now, 75 people from around the world in over 20 countries that are alongside, all investing together. And you can learn and network with the best in the business. No decision is much worse than a no. Something, action, action, action. The clock is ticking. If you're interested in this, click a link below and set up a call with one of my team. They'll walk you through what's happening, the opportunities, the requirements. But I plan on working with this group for the next 10 years, and we're going to do massive things here. And I hope you are a part of it. Click on the link and let's do this.